Earth, Milky Way galaxy people. How y'all doing? Yo, 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 yo. Time travelers. Anybody who was here is back again. Welcome. Been off of YouTube for the past couple days and hanging out doing some family stuff. Yeah. But it's Monday. The week has begun again. We have a whole nother world out there, really, to explore. This October is already halfway through. October 13th. It's Columbus Day today. Woo woo. So, let's see what's up with that. Y'all see my new phone? What up, Patricia? Let me show you. So, in case y'all wondering, this is the phone. This is what I was working with. Yeah, this is what I was working with for a while because I had weed whacked it by accident when I was streaming. There we go. Been getting a lot of stuff accomplished. Been getting a lot of stuff accomplished. Had a great weekend. Had a great weekend. Hanging out with my family. A little bit. Sometimes sometimes our emotions are up and down. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm always talking about remaining calm and cool and collected, but I'm guilty of going psychotic for no reason myself sometimes. So, yeah. What are you getting into today, Patricia? Chat? What y'all got going on? My woman's birthday's on Wednesday. I got my woman's birthday coming up on Wednesday, so we're trying to do a little bit of preparation for that. For her. She's a good woman. What up, Gypsy? Yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff for her. Pretty excited for that. Pretty excited. I like putting a smile on her face, so it should be cool. What are you getting into, Gypsy? Patricia, she's grocery shopping. That's what I went there yesterday. I don't know what happened to the. I don't know how I spent that money. I really don't. Yeah, it's better to give than receive. I love receiving stuff, but it's better to who don't, right? Any person, any human being, but no, to give is definitely best, especially someone that you love, someone that makes you feel, someone, let's talk about this. So, someone that you got somebody that makes you feel special. It's your dude. You should try to make them feel the same way, for sure. Um, and we're all humans, so sometimes we can become selfish by accident. We can be uh, unconsiderate of the people closest to us. But that's why we got to reflect on our behaviors and just keep growing, keep it from happening again. Type of deal. That's good. So when you go out shopping, you go out and just get bulk. You just go out and buy everything you need for a couple of weeks, so you don't have to go out as much. Yeah, that's what we need to start doing. I'm not good at shopping. I am not good at shopping. I'm gonna dehydrate some veggies. I want to start getting some beets and garlic ready to kind of get planted. And the mill planting. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because my girlfriend, she's always wanting to find new ways of being able to do stuff, like little things like that. So, what up, Dave? So, with that being said, I can tell her about that too. Let me see. What are you getting into today, David? Send out the link to one of the buddies. I sent a link out to a couple of people. Whoever gets on it first gets on it. Yeah, we're gonna get the windows this weekend. It sucks because the dudes I can do the windows myself, but the stuff with the plumbing and picking the toilet up and readjusting the toilet ring. That's gonna be a bitch. For sure. But it sucks when you got these guys. You know, I've noticed a lot when it comes with remodeling and people you got helping you with construction. It's hard to get them to be steady on it. You know, it's hard to get them whenever you need them. You can't get them, but when you don't need them, they're hitting you up. You know, so that's probably been frustrating me the most. I'm trying to figure out my plumbing situation. Like, we got it's like one thing is fixed and another thing breaks down. We're trying to get the dang my water in my shower will not get as hot as the water from my sinks. And it boggles my mind trying to figure that out. And the guys that had helping me, and like, yeah, I was paying them decent money, but I wasn't. It's better that they're for my buddies helping, and I was paying them versus I was getting a better deal than getting just a contractor, straight up contractor, come and help me. Based on my research. And experience. What up, Scott? Takes one to know one, dude. What are you up to? Yeah, I'm trying to, like I said, I've been trying to get off the views of the vapes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to limit what I smoke. I feel it's like I'm like a cyberpunk style podhead. I feel like smoking them. These things I'm smoking on Pac-Man right now. Y'all got these over in the UK, Scott? Y'all got what? Y'all got cannabis vapes in the UK? Maybe. There's a lot of countries around you where that shit's legal, so they probably just chilling. Yeah, I've heard that they. I'm trying to get off of the vape too, honestly, because I can't even enjoy flower no more. I cannot even enjoy flower no more, because I've been smoking the vape so long. And remember I was smoking the dabs, and I felt as if I just felt something was off whenever I was smoking dabs, right? Whenever whenever I'm not smoking or I don't have any like a vape or a dab, something like that, I feel like I start getting a little psychotic, almost. I feel like I start acting just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I definitely feel like they are putting some shit in these vapes. Is it good? Maybe it gets you more. Yeah, no, yeah. They're smoking on that shit that make you feel like you're like, damn, you be smoking, and next thing you know, you're saying, holy shit. You start shaking, you get sweats going on, and you're like, this has happened to me before. And I swear, have y'all felt any like weird deja vu, chat? That makes sense. They put in, so so it's like, and it's crazy too. Cause I remember I was smoking. We had like a batch of flower that came in there, like right, like a week or so before all the George Floyd shit went down, and we were smoking this weed, and it was making us act crazy. It was making us cry, like weird, very, very strange, very strange. So, y'all know about That's interesting. You say that they're putting chemicals in the shit that make you crave them more and make you just want to smoke all the time, because it's like, y'all remember big tobacco? Now we're up on a damn big weed. You ever thought big weed would be, big pharma, big tobacco, big alcohol? Now we got big weed. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Mm. Jesus. Yeah, so. And it's just, they're too new. It's too new. Yeah. Yeah, the companies, shit. It's kids in school are getting these too. Like, that's crazy. I can imagine. They're just able to say, hey, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? They go to the damn bathroom. They take their damn hall pass, but they're going to the bathroom and Timmy's in there hitting a damn cart. Yeah. And so it's dangerous. Yeah, and these are new. It's new, so I'm smoking this shit all the time, but I'm sitting here also thinking that it might be something to kind of turn away from. If you're gonna smoke, maybe go traditional flower. What up, Gnostic? Yeah, and it's scary because like this shit can be snuck. When I'm at work and a lot of the other coworkers that I'm with, hanging out with, like they can't be having these pins, just be coming up to people's toes like, "Hey, how's it going, dude?" Not me, but yeah. And is it is it negative? Is it having a negative effect on our society? It has yet to be seen. It has yet to be seen. You know. Um, but it's crazy. It's weird though because I remember whenever I was like 15, it was hard for us to find weed. Like we could not find weed. If we did, it was very sacred. It was very It was just it's like, okay, we got our weed. Let's sit together in our circle, like that '70s show style shit, and just smoke and hang out. Um, and we actually had to find it. So we'd have to walk for it, get a ride from one person to another person's house, and go from that person's house to a different person's house, and then yeah, you'd have it, and it would be we used to call it Mexican brick weed, little Mexican dart weed, because it came in bricks. That was really almost like a damn granola bar. The weed was like granola bars, and they'd get you really high. But fast forward like 15 years, present day, shit, you're smoking that shit, you're getting a headache. I would like to restart if I could get just a pound of that brick weed and just smoke only that. That would take your dependence on the high tolerance stuff, I believe. And yeah, you'd be able to get back to regular for sure. This is all high top. Yes, sir. Yeah, doing pretty good. Excited. Excited to go to work, get some money. I should be able to get a good little haul today. Should be able to get a good little haul today up there. I go up there. See, this is how I do it. I'm a bartender, so I'm just constantly busy, just cleaning little cups, doing things like that. I will be talking to the people, uh, and it's great. It's like almost like a politician at the end. I'm lying to these people, shaking their hands, getting to know them, being friends with them on Facebook, shit like that. But it kind of feels good. It kind of feels good a little bit. I'm not like I honestly do enjoy the friendship, but it's funny it is on my how politicians are out there shaking people's damn hands, signing babies' foreheads and shit of that nature. That's kind of like how it feels sometimes. And you're just out there talking, and you will be very busy doing stuff. It's almost like an octopus in a tornado. It's an octopus in a tornado is how I often described it. I haven't worked out in a couple of days. I was working out for a minute, but then I took a break. But then I was taking a little break because I went forever without doing anything. And then I kind of pushed it a little hard for not doing it. From not doing it so long, I pushed a little hard. My damn arms were feeling like whatever my traps. I have no idea what the fuck it's called. This shit was not. You know what I mean. Y'all done. I know everybody's done that before, where you do too much too quick, and then you kind of stiff. They putting fentanyl in the carts. Exactly. Mixologist would be a better way to describe it. Yeah, that would be a better way to describe it because I'm surprised that I remember like all these recipes. Honestly, guys, I am surprised that I remember how to make all these because there's mojitos, margaritas, but the place we have our own way of making shit. Every place has their own way of making old fashions, mojitos, margaritas, all that shit. I'm just naming off the basic drinks just now, but we have our specialty drinks obviously too. I'm just shocked that I remember all that shit. Yeah, and I remember all the shit from my old job. I worked there for my last bartending job. I remember all the all the drinks from there too. What up, Fish? Yeah, he's a bartender at his own house. Yeah, I feel somewhat antisocial, but so whenever I get into that flow state, has the flow state. You know, when you get in a flow state at work, it just feels right. Nothing. You're on top of the world. Nothing can knock you off of your because you're going light speed. You're going pew, and there ain't nothing that gonna be able to knock you off because you're just focused so good. I've heard that. I've heard that before, and it's natural. It's all y'all would hear my dad's laugh. His shit is more, but it's quite funny. Yeah, even my fucking son has been laughing kind of like that too. It's funny. They learn, they learn from examples for sure. And maybe tonight, or maybe tomorrow night, one of these nights this week. I was gonna do it this weekend. Me, dude, I used some that. I bought some damn. My woman has. We use bar shampoo. I haven't washed my hair yet today, but I washed it yesterday, so I'm not gonna wash it again until Wednesday. But we got some kind of we went to this farmers market or fall festival, and I looked at the ingredient. The ingredients are listed on the thing. I'm going to replicate and make my own, but it's called some Hey Samson. I'm using that Hey Samson shampoo right now. But usually my woman, she has that bar soap, all natural shit. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with men having long hair either, y'all. This is our strength. Our ancient Celtic ancestors, the Britons, kept their hair long as hell, and they kept their mustaches like this, buddy. So I'm trying to harken back to them damn. I'm harkening back to them dang old druids, Scott. Dr. Bronner's bars. All right. Yeah, it's better. Like I feel since I've been using bar shampoo, I feel like we have used Dr. Bronner's before. There's rosemary oil on my Hey Samson shampoo bar I got. A couple other things. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Cause this shit. If you look at any picture, if you look at all my, I swear I look like just my fifth or sixth great granddaddy. I swear I do. Back in Pilgrim era. You know what I'm talking about? Hence the name. Hence the name. The pride of it. For sure. There ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, you got it. That's why I tell my boys, I do. Long hair is cool. Cool. That's what we're gonna start doing too over here. That's what we're gonna start doing too. My woman, she like I feel like she'd be very interested in the soap crafting. A little bit honestly, because the history of England is the history of the world. So it's Columbus Day, right? So let's talk about colonization and things of that nature. Let's talk about. We'll start with the first wave of colonization, and then we'll get to how. Yes, there is Viking heritage from because my last name it all comes from Norway and Denmark, but then they went to England, mixed in, held their own country for a little bit, got kicked out. The people, same thing with how the Angles and the Saxons and the Jutes came to England and took over from the Britons and kicked the Romans that were left out. But the Romans went there. But let's talk about the first colonial deal, right? The first. So if you believe, I personally don't subscribe to the theory of evolution and that we just sprung up out of Ethiopia or South Sudan. But let's look at how this. So if you look at it from the mainstream history, there's always been colonialization, exploration. There's always been people coming from one land to take over another land far away. So we start with out of Africa. They left from Ethiopia, South Sudan area, and then they started spreading into Europe and Asia. And there are already Neanderthal people there. There were already Denisovians over there. So guess what? They mix into the population. They eradicate the people already there. That's kind of like what happened here in North and South America, right? So you fast forward to another good example. This is in Greek times. Sicily used to be the Sicily was the breadbasket of the Mediterranean. It was once very highly sought after. So between Phoenicians and then the Greek city states, they were splitting Sicily up, colonizing it. What happened to the native Sicilians that are on there? They get assimilated into the new culture that takes over, the new colonial governance by the Greeks and the Phoenicians. And then those Sicilian people eventually no longer exist and they become something else, right? All right, then you fast forward. There we go back again to the Romans. They go into Gaul. Gaul's modern day France. Caesar goes in there. They kill 1,000,000 Gauls. They enslave 1,000,000 Gauls, and then they banish 1,000,000 of them from Gaul. Right? A lot of them went to Ireland, and so they did. And the rest of the populations that is left, that they just leave there, they're shell shocked. They don't know what to do, so they just assimilate. They become Roman Gauls. And then you fast forward again with the barbarians coming in, the Franks, the Visigoths, all these different things. They come over, and then boom, there's another people that take over and colonize and assimilate into the culture, and that culture assimilate into theirs as well. And then you go to the United States, Columbus. That's a whole nother deep topic, for sure. Like his funding, all these different things. All these different, yeah, a lot. It's expansion upon expansion, right? It's and argumentatively, it might have been a good thing that the Aztec Empire fell, because we're gonna, because it's the human story is constant expansion. It's constant one people taking over another people, and then eventually those people became one. Hey, Rayanne, good to see you too. Yeah, we do, Scott. I'll definitely, one of these days I'll put a link out and we can do it down. It'd be it's a good little panel. They were doing the human sacrifices had to stop for sure. Cortez and the priests that were with him, and they kept on telling them, stop sacrificing people, quit with the human sacrifices. We don't need no more sacrifice. You need to. That's not good. But the Aztecs, they kept on saying, okay, yeah, we won't do it no more, yeah. But they kept on doing it until fine, and they weren't doing it to their own people. They were doing it to the tribes that lived around their little cities, and they'd go out there. We've all seen the movie Apocalypto. They'd go out there and they'd kidnap these other tribal people, and they'd bring them and sacrifice them. They'd go to poor people and they would buy their children from them to use as sacrifice. And if the mother cried, then the money she'd have to give back to the person that had bought the child from her. So this shit had to go for sure. So it's a lot of people say, oh yeah, oh, they were living a beautiful life. They were living it was great before Columbus came. No, I'm sure it was great for the rich people that were here. It was great for the Aztec elite. I'm sure that was great for them, but for the average person and for the tribes that lived around them, it sucked. And they were grateful. The new god that they got was definitely better than the old ones they had as well. Yeah, didn't require no sacrifice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but that's life, you know. And exactly, who knows what's right or wrong? Who knows what is right or wrong? Like that could be from our point of view of what we consider good and evil, but everybody's flawed. There's not a perfect person on this world. And then we get to the Vikings. They were going out. They had a kingdom. Sicily. Here we get back to Sicily again. The Normans, who were Vikings, they had a kingdom in Sicily. The Vikings spread out far. They were in Greenland, or yeah, they were in Greenland and New Brunswick. Yeah, and they were doing quite a bit. That's why that's why there is red hair in England and Scotland and Ireland, is because of the Vikings. For sure, yeah, they wouldn't kidnap any of the ugly women. They would just take all the hot women with them, and they would stay there. Or they would do, history is definitely crazy. Yeah, for sure. The Danelaw was a thing, and I believe for about 100 some odd years, for a long time. So imagine a little micro, like not a micro, but a little micro. Imagine if a country popped up in the middle of the United States for about 100, 110, 15 years, and then they stopped being a country and they went back to. It wouldn't be back to normal so soon, would it? Kind of weird. Yeah, mountain ranges. What up, Fallen? Like mountain ranges where the corpses, old giants and stuff. I could believe that. I could believe that, and I could see that. Let me message this guy. Yeah, sometimes you look at mountains and you look at little hills and formations. It looks like faces. Or you'll see the images of. It's hard for me to believe images. I have seen actual formations and stuff that do look like people and different or animals, like whenever I've been hiking and stuff. But some of the images you see online of like the snake and things of that nature, that's gonna be a little bit more. AI has been around for so long now. It's been around longer than the official narrative that we're given for sure. Um, hmm. Yeah, you got me thinking. I'm trying to remember the story. In Utah, if y'all look this up, in Utah, so there's a. If you look at the Google satellite image, you can make out the side. Pretty much a dragon. It looks like a dragon. The mountain range looks like a dragon covering the whole state of Utah and Nevada. What up, Sassy? Yeah, and I believe because it makes more sense. Because if you think about it, I wouldn't say it makes more, but I would say this is that in all of our tales throughout the world, all the different cultures from the Aborigines in Papua New Guinea to dang the Vikings in Norway to the Botswana people in South Africa, like they are all have these stories of dragons, of chimeric creatures, things of that nature, but they don't have stories of dinosaurs. Very well may be a psyop. Dinosaurs very well may be a psyop. Um, for sure. It's something because I love dinosaurs. My son loves dinosaurs. I used to love dinosaurs. That's not how much I love dinos, but yeah, they very well could be a psyop. Um, I think it was 1890, 1885. Whenever the first official, they started finding the dino bones or whatever. 1895, something like that. So fairly recent in the scale of human history. Um, and then yeah, it's just kind of crazy to me that remember for years, for years they spoke on, for years they spoke on dinosaurs looking leather, like almost like like lizards, right? And then all of a sudden, about 15, 20 years ago, they switched it to well, no, we think they had feathers and we think that they became chickens. Let me see. Yeah, different things of that nature. And it is fishy. It is. It don't add up right, does it? Like it don't seem to add up completely right at all. Such a recent discovery, and the Bible speaks of things like Leviathan and Behemoth, and several instances of dragons and Pegasus and things of that nature. Uh, and so you could, and several of these, they found a new. I supposedly they found a new chapter for the Epic of Gilgamesh about a couple months ago. What time is it over there where you're at? Over there. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon here. It's midday here on the east coast of the U.S. Um, but yeah, it's food for thought for sure. Thinking about But you want to think too, like, why would they create the psyop of dinosaurs? Why would they want to put that at such a deep level? Because dinosaurs is shit that kids like, right? So we get into where they're getting into the kids' minds at a very young age. And so dinosaurs that's connected to their science. It's all their science. They want you to not question scientists or doctors whatsoever. And you grow up and then dinosaurs, like, oh, evolution, dinosaurs, things of this nature. So dinosaurs, this is just my theory. Dinosaurs, they could have been created as a psyop to take away from belief in God, just like evolution as well. Charles Darwin, who married his first cousin, he even admitted in some of his writings and personal journals that he felt because his children had hemophilia and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, they're grateful for all of our insomniacs. Oh yeah, and sold this. See, space. I believe space. They've been working. They've been working something. They have a big plan with space. They have a big plan involved in space. I believe it's gonna be involved in aliens. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. I don't know if you're being for real or not, but it's gonna be involved in all this, and it's gonna be millions of their own people being killed, if not billions. And then somehow at the end of the day, the human race, it's gonna be like Independence Day. It's gonna be like Independence Day. The Randy Quaid's gonna fly into the middle of the mothership, sacrifice himself, and save the whole human race. You do have royal blood. That's what I was thinking. Hemophilia is only like people don't just. I don't like hemophilia. That's not necessarily something people just get. If I'm not mistaken, that's a family thing. So there's probably other people in your family that have it too. What up, Steph? How'd that eye appointment go? And that's another thing. All these cryptids that people see all the time, I believe that they're genetic experiments too. I believe that they could very well be genetic experiments, and that when they go ahead and launch Project Bluebeam, when they go ahead and they bring apart the invasion and want to bring the one world order, they will unleash all these genetic experiments into the streets. And you're not only going to have an alien invasion, you're going to be having dogman attacks and different things like this. In my opinion, in Minecraft, as a theory, as a woo, nice. Be praying for you, stuff for sure. Is it both eyes or is it just one? We chilling. So let me show you guys this. Yeah, this is the phone I had for a little bit, the one that got hit by that weed whacker when I was weed eating a couple months ago. Yeah. No, this shit. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be just yeah, with all the different shit like A Quiet Place, all that. It's gonna be definitely. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be weird for sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we just gotta keep our heads. We're gonna have to. But that's right. They've been putting off so much shit. I was watching the report now. That's why I want to do the stream tonight about the brain rot and about what's going on with the kids today. Because this shit is very scary. A lot of 6-year-old kids don't even know their own name or how to use the bathroom or nothing like that. I was watching this video. It was out of Florida, but they were saying that they're having more and more increased cases of kids not even know how to respond to their own name. They don't even know their own name. What the fuck what are they teaching? What are our tax dollars going to? Like, it's not the kids' fault though that they're 6 years old and don't know how to use the bathroom by themselves or don't know what their name is though. It's the parents. It's definitely it's parents who are unprepared for life. making it for the kids all fucked up. And it's crazy, y'all. That shit had me. Because I remember whenever I was a kid, like there was a couple kids that were like that, right? So now it's all the fucking kids are like that. Not all, but quite a bit of them are don't know basic shit. Like it's from all the screen time that they've been on their whole lives. That's the screen time they just had constantly, and it's terrible, dude. It hurts me thinking about this. I hope Earth does get colonized. We need that for sure. That might be the only thing that could save us. I feel like remember off the three body problem, how that one person, she was like, there's a whole group that tried to keep the aliens from invading, and then there's another group that was trying to help the aliens get here quicker because it could be a failed experiment. This humanity, you know, maybe the aliens coming back. They're coming back to wipe up some of the evidence against them. You know. Yeah, but that had me. That had me just shocked because the kids that do know how to do all the kids that do know their own name and do know how to use the bathroom by themselves and do know how to read or count to 10 or know the letters in their name, those kids are going to be left behind in class because the teachers are going to be focusing on the kids that are trying to be taught how to do basic shit. So they're not just school is not just teaching kids how to read and write and do mathematics at this point. They're teaching the kids how to fucking put a sock on their foot, you know? And it's terrible. It's fucked up for sure. I don't know what's gonna happen, y'all. We're in yeah, and then No Child Left Behind shit, like that kind of messed with that was because my generation is becoming like the parents now, as well as like, where the kids that were born in 2020 2019, they're starting to go to school. They're talking about making pre-K mandatory in Florida. Because they it's an epidemic for sure. A kid realized they don't even so the parents aren't talking or spending time with the kids. I feel like if the kid don't even know his own name. I was watching this video. The kid, they said, "Hey, let's say just Anthony. Hey, Anthony," and the boy, he was shocked to realize he had a name. Yeah, so they're targeting the adults, the kids, and the old people. I believe the AI is meant to confuse the super old. I was reading an article as well. I'll show you guys. I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago, but I'll show you all again soon. In the next 20 to 30 years, there's going to be about 300,000 to 400,000 centurions in the United States. About 300,000 to 400,000 100-year-old and older people. And there's not going to be enough nurses and doctors to take care of them. So it's going to be an epidemic of these old people, 100-year-old homeless people. Um, then families having to live around taking care of the 100-year-old family member. Yeah, the AI and the VR. Yeah, it's all. They're not. Our culture is under attack. When I say our culture, I mean like our shared human identity is under attack. Say what you want about Bernie Sanders, but he did put out a great video the other day talking about AI and robotics. Uh, Soon in the next 10 to 15 years, the everybody's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Fast food jobs will be kicked out. There's going to be all automated, no more people in fast foods. No, whatever, that's just fast food. But the factories are also going to be replaced with the robotics and the AI as well. Be more efficient, cost them less money. There's already a few factories out there that have been doing that experiment with it. Elon Musk wants to put 11 million of those robots of his out into circulation. What else is it? And then Peter Phage, Peter Thiel, he's on some no good as well. These guys, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, these others, they're putting hundreds of billions of dollars uh, into these AI programs. Bill Gates, they're all putting this money into all this. Um, just to, what does that leave for the common person? What does that leave for the person who was a trucker, or the person who worked in a restaurant, or the person who worked in a factory? What does that leave? And eventually they'll come after the blue collar jobs like construction and stuff of that nature as well. So with all the jobs, what are the people going to do? What? Let's see. Mm. Yeah, yeah. So we live and we fight, y'all. We take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and then we just keep going. With that being said, I'm gonna kind of start getting ready for work over here now. So I'll holler you guys later. Keep an eye out. We're gonna go back doing streams again throughout this week. Oh yeah, Palantir. Like the fuck, they're naming it after the thing that allowed Sauron to see throughout all Middle Earth and communicate with Saruman as evil. Yeah, he's obsessed with Antichrist. But peace out, y'all.